welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us, growing one big family. And I appreciate all the support I can get. I want to mention that if the video is too fast for you on my tutorials, up top there's 3 little buttons on the right hand corner for most of you. For some of you, it's on your settings as you go to the video. For the 3 little buttons up top, click there. It tells you to slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also turn the CC caption, which is right next to the 3 little buttons, so you can read all the stitch calling that I'm doing. Down here, everything will be written. You could also choose the language you like by just clicking on the 3 little buttons and go to the language you would like, and you would have it on your own language, everything written down here. So I also want to mention thank you so much for the people that came through for the thread and have donated some money, either through the super thanks or through my PayPal account. Now, when you do the super thanks, YouTube itself takes 30% of whatever you're donating through there. Obviously, PayPal, they don't take anything, but choice is yours. You can do whatever you'd like, as long as you have it in your heart to help out the women in need of thread. And I thank you in advance, and they do too. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. Also, sharing is caring. And invite your friends to the channel. I also have the crochet group, private group, if you'd like to be in the private group. All you have to do is request, and one of my monitors will review, as long as you have a profile picture, and accept you into the group. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me through there. On Facebook, of course. This is all Facebook. Also Instagram, if you need any help with creating some patterns and you're stuck and you have Instagram, you can message me through Instagram. It's much easier and faster to get a hold of me. I also have TikTok. Everything is on the description box. All the video links, if I have part 1, 2, 3, also is in the description box below the video. There's a little arrow like a V right on the right hand side below the video. You click on there, it opens up that page, and all the links are there. So thank you once again. We are going to get started. Please be careful if you're involved into the crochet groups. There's a lot of scammers, and they launch links with bits and cuts. These are scammers. They will rob you, your identity, and all your information on your phone or your computers. Don't open those sites up. It's extremely important that you are careful, because there's a lot going on into the crochet groups nowadays. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Okay, everyone. So today we're going to create this absolutely stunning, gorgeous centerpiece. This is not my creation. It is not my design. I absolutely fell in love with it when I saw it, and did some search on who was it that created. Somebody had sent me a picture, by the way, and so I did some search to see if anybody had this, and I did find the creator, designer of this pattern, which she's Brazilian, from Brazil, and she's got gorgeous, outstanding, beautiful designs. You could also plug yourself into her channel and just put the language in English or whatever language you want by going into the 3 little buttons and choose your language preference, because her tutorials are in Portuguese. Her name is Lucivania ArtesCroche. Lucivania ArtesCroche. Thank you, Lucivania. In case you do come to my channel and see that I've created your pattern, this is outstanding, beautiful work, clean, and absolutely stunning design. Thank you so much for sharing with the world this beautiful creation of yours. It's such an honor to create this piece out of another beautiful, very artistic designer. So we thank you so much, Lucivania. And we're going to get started. This is very simple to create. There's a lot of little details, but it's nothing complicated, very fast. I do have already a doily that has the same effect. For some of you that follow me will remember it's in white and red, that I did last year for Christmas. I have a bigger one, like the oval, and the round one, but not with these flowers and these pearls and the outline. Okay, so very fast. I would say it's about 40 to 50 grams of the white about 15 of the green that goes on here for these leaves, and another about 15, 20 for the multicolored purple. And this is a different other green, so that's about 10. Okay, so I'm having the multicolored purple. As you can see here, my camera never does justice to the colors, and I have this green, which is the one that I have here. Of course, you will need some pearls. These are 8mm pearls, and I did tie them in individual. What else? Of course, the white color, as you know, and the other green, which is the outside green, is a little bit more darker than this one. You can see the difference. But the good thing about it is that all of these colors all combine together, as you see there. This is 43, if I'm not mistaken, or 44 centimeters. My threads are 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal threads. If best is to use Antlydia. In case you're using Antlydia, number 3, cotton, it will be bigger because it's thicker. And I prefer that with Antlydia for doilies. I really, really do. The only difference is the quality of thread is completely different. This is like top of the line. Antlydia is a little bit more of a matte. This is of a shine. And I do have different thread than cutting thread, can you tell? Different texture, of beads, pearls. This one has a shine to it. I know you can't probably see on camera. There is some beads that are just white, and not too much of a shine. I chose this one to be different, so it can just give that little spark into the multicolored purple. I'm going to use a 2.75 hook, a pair of scissors, and a small one to tuck in loose ends. Very simple, very fast to create, and it's just outstanding, beautiful centerpiece. So you could always use this, let's say, 2 side by side. I will be creating an square, I think it's a square, semi-square oval, if you want to put it that way. Same as this, as a table runner she has created, and I will create that too. And you can put the table runner in the center and have these 2 on the side with candles, you know, like the stand crystal candles and things like that. At least I use it anyway. Some of you might, some of you don't, or whatever decoration you have for your dining room. Or a buffet, like on the entrance, you know, you can have the table runner and these 2 side by side, or whatever the case may be, right? Living room, anything. I mean, this is just gorgeous. And also you can use whatever colors you want. You can go into the yellows, the orange, the blues, the baby blues, darker blues, royal blues. I mean, it's just beautiful. I wanted to do the multicolored green and purple. It's got like a lavender and light purple, darker purple. I think it's just stunning. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Thank you so much. So the first thing you want to do is that magic circle. In case you have a hard time with the magic circle, do a 6 chain. Just going to put mine into position, and I'm going to secure with 1 chain so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to come back in and do a single and chain 2. This would equal my first double crochet. I'm going to come back in and create 23 more double crochets. That means I'll have a total of 24 double crochets on my first round, my first row. Okay, so I finished doing my 24. I'm not going to close it too much because I don't want the pattern to crumple up. If I need to do that, I'll do it like I did with the other one at the end. So I closed on my second chain with a slip stitch. I have 24 double crochets. I'm coming into the next space with a single and chain 2. We're going to do 2 double crochets together and 2 alone. 2 double crochets together and 2 alone. But I'm only going to complete this one when I come around. Okay, just so you can close nice and tight. So I'm going to come into the next. So this would be my 2 together, which I'll complete it when I come around. This is my 1 alone. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 1 alone. Next space, 2 together. This is row 2, so you're going to repeat the same thing all the way around, and then we're going to do the last one also on the same space as we started so we can have those two together. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've reached the end. I have my two alone, and I'm coming in where I did that first one, and I'm going to create another with it. So that means that's my two together. I'm going to come on my second chain, and I'm going to close it up with slip stitch. And like this, it gives me the perfect closing on the pattern here. I don't want it to be open. So this is row 2. Let's go to row 3. So going into row 3, I'm going to come back into the same one that I've closed in with the slip stitch. And I'm going to do a single. I can't almost see anything. I have the camera in front of me. It's so hard to record with the camera in front of me. Single and chain 2. This would equal a double crochet, and I don't like this. It's too loose, so we'll just tighten it up a little bit more. So back into the same one with a single, chain 2. This would equal a double crochet. I'm going to do one more chain for space. I'm going to work the next space, double crochet, 1 chain. Next space, double crochet, 1 chain. So this row 3 is all about 1 double crochet and 1 chain space between it. Okay, so complete yours, come around, close in on the second chain with a slip stitch. I'll meet you there at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've closed in with the slip stitch. Now, row 2 has 32 double crochets. You're supposed to have 32 double crochets on this one, just space of 1 chain, okay? 1, 2, 3, row 4. So row 4 is going to be a repeat of row 3, so single, 2 chain. That will equal my double crochet, 1 chain space. Next space, double crochet, 1 chain space. So that means you're going to have 32 double crochets on this row 4 also. Okay, there's nothing that changes. The same thing as row 3. 1 chain, double crochet. Okay, we're going to repeat the same thing all the way around, and we're going to close up on the second chain at the end. Okay, everyone, so we're going into 1, 2, 3, 4, row 5. Now, row 5 and row 6 will be exactly the same thing. So, single, 2 chain, okay, and then 2 chain space this time. So, row 5 and row 6 is identical, 2 chain space between them. Same amount of double crochet, so it's 32 double crochets and 2 chain space between them. So we're going to create row 5 and 6 exactly the same. I'll come back to you at the end of row 6. Okay, this is row 5. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 6. Row 6 and 5 are exactly the same with 2 chain space. Going into row 7. And row 7 and 8 are also the same thing. So single, 2 chain, that equals a double crochet. 1, 2, 3 chain now, space between them. So row 7 and 8 are 3 chain space between them. And 1 double crochet per double crochet. Okay, so that's all there is to it. 3 chain, double crochet over double crochet, 3 chain space. So row 7 and 8 are exactly the same thing. I'll come back to you at the end of row 8. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 8. Now, row 9, again, will be the same thing, but we'll have, okay, so we'll do a single, 2 chain, that equals double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain space, and row 10 will be 5 chain space. Row 9, that's where we're at, 4 chain space, 3 and 4. Row 10 will be 5 chain space. So I'll meet you at the end of row 10 because now it's just a repeat. There's no point of taking so much space on my mobile memory. Okay, so row 9, that's where we're at. 4 chain space. Next row, row 10, 5 chain space. I'll meet you at the end of row 10. Okay, everyone, so we finished row 10 with 5 chains. Row 9 was 4 chains. Okay, so now this row 11 and row 12 is going to be exactly the same thing. So we're going to do the single where we closed off with the slip stitch, 2 chain. That equals a double crochet. Inside of the 5 chain space, we're going to do 4 double crochets and 1 on top of the double crochet from the previous row. We'll have a total of 160 double crochet. So 1 on top of the double crochet, 4 inside of the space, 1 on top of the double crochet, 4 inside of the space. This is row 11. Row 12 will be just double crochet over double crochet, so nothing to it. Very simple. That means that row 12 will have exactly the same amount of double crochets, 160. I'll meet you at the end of row 12. Okay, everyone, so I finished row 12, which was exactly the same thing as row 11, just double crochet over double crochet, a total of 160 double crochets. Going into row 13, so we're going to do the single as usual, 2 chain, that equals a double crochet, next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet, and next space, double crochet. When we come back, we're going to complete 5 double crochets here to total 9. So we're building groups of 9, 2 chain space. We're going to skip a space, go into the next one, and create 9 double crochets, 1 per space on row 13. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, that's why when we come back, we'll have 5 here to complete the 9 here. 2 chain, skip a space, and continue again the 9 groups, the 9 double crochet group, I should say. Okay, I'm going to continue mine, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm reaching the end. I'm doing my little block here, and we're supposed to have the 5 double crochets left. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to come in my second chain and close it with a slip stitch. So now we have the group again of 9 double crochets. Okay, I'm going to come back in, going into row 14, chain 2, this equals a double crochet, and I'm going to do another double crochet right after. Chain 2, we're building little blocks again. I'm coming into the last one here, chain 2, I'm coming into the first double crochet of the 9 double crochet groups, chain 2 again, skipping 1 and coming into the next one. We're going to do 5 double crochets, 1 per space. That's 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to repeat the 3 little blocks again. We'll complete the 5 when we come back around this way, so we'll have 3 more to do. Chain 2, and again into the last double crochet, chain 2, into the first double crochet, chain 2, skip 1 and into the next one, and create 5 double crochets again. So we're going to repeat this row 13 all the way around the same way. I'm going to continue mine, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I'm coming to the end. I've already skipped one. I have my 3 boxes, and I'm coming to complete my 5 double crochets. So I have the 3. We started with 2, coming in my second chain, closing it in with slip stitch. I'm going to come into the last one here and do a single, chain 2 for double crochet and 2 more for space. This row 15, we just finished doing row 14. This row 15 will be all about doing little squares all the way around. 2 chain space, coming on top of the first double crochet, 2 chain space, skip 1 into the next one, 2 chain, skip 1 into the next one, and proceed with in top of each double crochet, 2 chain. So it's all squares all the way around. And then I'm cutting my thread, and I'm going to come in with the green. Skip 1 into the next one, 2 chain, skip 1 into the next one. So row 15 is all about little squares. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so pretty much closed my last one. We had started here, and I've already tucked in my thread in through the loops here because we're going to hide it. Now I'm coming in with the green. So I'm going into row 16. I'm going to do my slip stitch knot. And we're going to start right on top of the group where we have the 5 double crochets here. So I'm going to come right on top of the double crochet with a single. We're going to have a total of 7 singles. Okay, so this is my first. 2 inside of the space, 1 on top of the double crochet, so that's 4 already. 2 more on top inside of the space, that's 6, and 1 on top of the double crochet, so that's 7. 1 on top of the double crochet, 2 inside, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you have 1 on top of the double crochet and 2 singles inside of the space. It's a little bit tricky until you get the hang of it, but you will once you start practicing to get those little leaves in. You got to make sure that you hold on. So first thing you want to do is stretch your thread here a little bit. Okay, you're going to come into the first box here and stretch 1 and 2. You're going to come into the second box here and stretch all the way up 1 and 2. You have to hold your thumb there so it doesn't run anywhere. You're going to come down here on the last one here, 1 and 2. Make sure you stretch well. We're going to come on this one here, 1 and 2, and then we're going to come on the last one here, whoops, 1 and 2, and we have to pull this out all at once. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky. Just go in, take your time with it, and then we need to close. 1, 2, 3, 3 chain. If you feel that you need to do 4 chain, then go ahead. I'm going to redo this one again just to make sure that it's solid. Okay, and sometimes you might want to use like a bigger hook just to get a grip. Okay, so we're going to do the first one here and then the second one. and then the last one, and this one, and this one. So basically the two middle ones we don't touch. So 1, 2, the bottom one, 1, 2, the last one here, 1, and give it a good stretch or else it's going to pull on your pattern. And I made a mistake already. Forgot we have to. So after your 7 chain, we need to do chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Almost forgot that part. Okay, 1, 2, into the bottom, 1, 2, into the middle, 1, 2, into the next one, 1, 2, into the last one, 1, and I do 1, 2, not even sure. Better come back here again just to make sure I have it. So it's a matter of practice, but you'll get it. 1 and 2. So if you need to go slowly on it, then go ahead. But if you give that enough usage, you should be able to go through it at once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and come into the first double crochet with a single. Okay, so we have the 3 chain on this side and the 3 on that one. So that's our first double crochet. Second, third, we're going to repeat the same thing as we did here. 1 on top, 2 inside, 2 inside, with 1 on top, of course. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have our 7 singles again. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to repeat the same thing again. Stretch, 1, 2. Bottom, 1, 2. The last one here, 1, 2. The bottom here, 1, 2, and the very last one on top, 1 and 2. Now, like I said, sometimes it's a matter of practice. You have to go slowly if you have to, especially if you're not used to it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why am I doing 4? Because 1 is too close, so we don't count that, plus the 3 chain, exactly like we have here. Okay, so we have our first single. I'm going to do 2 inside, that's 3. 1 on top, that's 4. 2 more inside, 5, 6, and 1 on top. Okay, we're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. One more time, 1, 2. Into the bottom, 1, 2. Into the last one, 1, 2. Into the next one on the bottom, 1, 2, and into the top one, 1 and 2. Make sure you hold it with your thumb so nothing comes apart, because this is so easy to come apart. It's like crazy easy. So I might be stuck here. If you have to restart sometimes, then you have to restart. It's just what it is, you know. So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, and 4, coming into the first double crochet with a single. Well, then we just need to fix them a bit because they get pulled over. Once you go around, it all gets into place. Just make sure that you stretch it enough. If you have to use a bigger hook, then go ahead. Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around until the end here. So I'll meet you at the end. If you need to rewind it and go ahead, take your time with it. Don't need to fly with it. Just remember you have to do one on top, two inside of the space, one on top, two inside of the space. So it's always 7 singles and one on top. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Give it a little stretch. 1, 2. Bottom one, 1, 2. You have to stretch it. You're going to get stuck. 1, 2. 1, 2. And the last one. 1, 2. Now we have to pull it all out. So sometimes you have to come through a few of them to get it through. That's okay too, as long as you can get them all into position. 2, 3, 4. And into the first double crochet. So sometimes you just have to adjust it a bit because of the pulling. It'll all get back to place once you finish doing all of your rows. Okay, so that's pretty much how it's going to be like. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I'm on my last one. I just finished doing my 4th chain. I'm going to come in my first single that I did with a slip stitch. Cut my thread and tuck in my loose ends. So it takes a little bit of a challenge, but if you take it slow and you stretch well enough, we call them the chicken feet. So if you stretch it well enough, you should not have any problems getting it through. It's when your stitches are too tight, they're not stretched enough, the hook has a hard time going in to pass through all of those stitches. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, I have a similar pattern that has these chicken feet, and it was a challenge also to get that done. But once you're used to it, you're good to go. So the worst part is over. The rest is a piece of cake. I think out of the whole pattern, the challenge is on these chicken feet, right? Okay, guys, so I'm coming in with the multicolored purple and green. I'm going to come right in the center where we have these 2 free blocks. So I'm coming in here with single. Next space, singles. So I have 2 singles, 3 singles, 4 singles. We'll complete the rest when we come around, when we finish doing the round. So I've done 4 singles. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to come in the center of that chicken feet there. I'll call it chicken feet because that's what it looks like. Might sound funny, but that's, how it is. So I did a single and 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. I'm coming back in the middle of that chicken feet and closing in my loop of 4 chain. I'm doing 1, 2, 3 chain again, coming in the first single. So we have 7 singles. We're going to do 7 singles. Okay, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, coming in that middle of the chicken feet there, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds funny, I know, but you know what? Anything to get us laughing while doing this, right? 1, 2, 3 chain again, and coming into the first single with a single, and continue to do 7 singles, 1 per space. 1, 2, 3, into the center, single, and chain 4, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we're going to repeat this all the way around. 7 singles, chain 3, 4, like a V, a loop inside of the chicken foot there, chain 3, and 7 singles again. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've arrived at the end, did my last single. Now I'm just going to do a slip stitch on my first single I did, and I'm going to do the walk with the slip stitch all the way to the last single, like that. Now I'm going to do a triple, so you're going to roll twice. You're going to come where that V is, that 4 chain, take out 2, take out 2, whoops, and take out the last 2. We're going to do 3 triples. Take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2. And again, take out 2, take out 2, and the last 2. So we have 3 triples. 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm coming back in with a single. We're creating those flowers, okay? 1, 2, 3 chain again, and I'm going to do again 3 triples. So take out 2, take out 2. Take out 2, take out 2, take the last 2, so that's 2 triples. And my third triple, because the first one is 3 chain, remember? 1, 2, 3 chain again, come back down, single. And 1, 2, and 3. Again, we're going to do the last petal with 3 triples. So I have my first triple, my second, and my third triple. I'm going to come directly right into the first single we have here with a slip stitch. So we have the first 3 petals created. I'm going to do the walk with a slip stitch to the last single again. So you're going to go right through the 7 singles with a slip stitch all the way to the last one, like that. Okay? And again, we're going to do the triple inside of that 4 chain V. So that's my first one, my second, and my third. Chain 3, single. So we have the first petal created. 1, 2, 3, 3 more triples. So my first triple, my second triple, my third, and chain 3. Come back in with a single. So my second petal is created. Doing my last one, 1, 2, 3 chain again, and create 3 triples. 1, 2, and 3. Come into the first single we have here with a slip stitch. And now we're just going to slip stitch to the last one. So it's just a repeat the same way all the way around. And I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I finished all my flowers, all my petals. I'm going to come in with my white. And I'm coming right on the corner on the top flower. And I'm doing a single. Trying to hide my thread here as I go. Always makes it easier in order not to have so much work to tuck in at the end. So single and 1, 2, 3 chain, 4 chain. Coming into the last one here, right at the edge, right in the corner, we're going to also do a single. So we're creating this little loop on top of the petal, and then chain 14. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Coming back in again to the middle petal right at the corner and do a single, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the last one also a single in the corner, and just repeat the same thing all over again. Chain 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and repeat the process again. So I'm going to continue mine, and then I'll meet you at the end. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on top of the petal, coming into the corner of the petal here. My chains or my stitch is always so tight, so sometimes I have to grab like a smaller one just to get in there. And that's what I'll do. Sometimes it makes it easier for me. And then continue again with chain 14 all the way around. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've done my 14 chain, and I've closed in my first single that we started off with. Now, I'm going to come into the center of this 4 chain with a single. I'm coming directly into the 14 chain, and I'm going to do 18 double crochet. So 2, 3, 4, until you do 18. Okay, everyone, so I've done my 18 double crochet. Come inside of the 4th chain with a single, and again repeat the same thing. 18 double crochet. So it's all a repeat all the way around, nothing to it. And then we just have one more row to do, which is only singles at the top here, grabbing back loops only. So I'm going to continue mine, and I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I finished doing my 18 double crochets. After, you can just fix them if they're a little bit apart. I've closed them on the single that we started with a slip stitch, and I'm going to tuck in my loose end, coming in through the loops in the back. This is such a lovely and fast pattern to do. I think the only little bit of challenging is that chicken feet thing, right? Which is the little leaves, branches. It reminds me of chicken feet. So even on my pattern, I call it the chicken feet as I was creating it. So now, for the people that did the magic circle, now is the right time to close in that little hole there in the center. For the people that did the 6 chain, you're okay, because that should be already closed up enough. So I'm just going to tuck in through these loops back here. Make sure that nothing comes apart, especially when we're washing or you're giving it as gifts or you're selling, because there's quite a bit of you that create my patterns to sell. God bless. I wish you many, many sales and help strengthen your lives out. And then before I forget, for some of you that are new, I'm trying to see what, oh, I think I left it in the other room, but I have a small little bottle of laundry softener that I just spray for blocking. I spray it on the back because this is pretty white. Spray it on the back and I stretch it with my hands and then I light iron over it and it stays nice and flat and stiff like that one. Okay, so we're going to do the edging. This is optional for you. I'm going to use this leftover green that I have. So slip stitch knot. The table runner is also breathtaking and I'm definitely creating it. So you might want to stay tuned for that. Okay, so I'm coming in on the first double crochet here. It doesn't matter which pattern. Grabbing back loops only and doing singles. Okay, nothing to it, just back loops. Trying to hide my thread here as I go. Saves me the time at the end of tucking in. So singles all the way through on back loops. Gives it a beautiful effect. Also, I've used this a lot in my patterns. Okay, all the way to here, and I'll meet you here. So I'm on my last double crochet. I'm going to come in where we have the single right on the side, like that, and then on the next one, and then just take it out at once, and then come back again into back loops on the motif and do singles. So I'm going to continue and I'll show you one more time when we get to the single. So I'm on my last double crochet again. Where I have the single, I'm just going to pull through and on right next to the other side of the single. So you have 3 and take them out and then come back into the back loops. Okay, how beautiful that looks. Now, just going to show you very quick with the purl. So I've cut a bit of thread, the same multicolored one that I used the flowers. And I've placed it on my 8mm. My camera's all crooked from kicking it. And then you would just place it right where the center is there. Try to get it right on the same angle so they can connect well together. So I'm going to pull the string to the back. And then the other one on the other side. And you have to do this to each one of them. So I'm just coming in right on the first triple here, just so they can balance out the same way. And then I'm making 3 knots to it, and it's going to stay well secure. So that's my second and my third knot. Cutting it very short because you have 3 knots. It's not going to go anywhere. And there it is. And you do that to all of them. But before you put the purl, I suggest you stretching it, blocking it, and iron it on the back side so your flowers can stay nice and stretched So when you put the pearl, it's already in position for it. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I thank every single one of you for being here. Please give a thumbs up. And I will leave the link to the creator of this centerpiece, Lucivania ArtesCroche. Thank you so much for this beautiful design, this beautiful pattern. I can't wait to do the table runner. So my hat's out to her. And we'll see each other in the next video. Stay tuned for the table runner. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye until next time.